Hey guys, this is Druzel. Today I've purchased a 4K Pro webcam from Logitech. The model is BRIO. I think it's pronounced BRIO or BRIO, but I just got it home here and got it out of the box. It supposedly supports up to 4K and it supports a high dynamic range, which is pretty cool. The MSRP was $199. I don't know if I think I saw it better. There's probably better prices somewhere, but that's what I paid for it at Best Buy, and they're usually pretty reasonable. But you can see here it's got a little stand. You can clamp it. Here's the instructions for it, but you can clamp it onto the top of your monitor as shown there, or you can unscrew the clamp. And although I think it's sold separately because it didn't come in the box, and for some reason their instructions aren't even in English, which is really kind of irritating. But it looks like the clamp can be unscrewed, and then you can put it on some kind of a, like a tripod if you had one for camera usage. So it can be put on other things. I just don't have anything to put it on personally. I think I had somewhere, which I still might have around here. I don't know where exactly, but I had like this clamp that was designed to hold my phone, so I could record with that. And it had like a little flexible tripod, and I might have that somewhere that could potentially hold this. But if not, you can probably order it from Logitech. I'll have to go and look and see what I can find. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and hook it up here in a minute. It uses a USB-C to USB 3.0. I don't really understand the purpose of that. Maybe they're just being cheap and not supplying a full USB-C cable. I mean, I don't really understand the point in having one end be USB-C and then the other end be a 3.0 if if it needs the bandwidth provided by C. I was wondering that when I opened it because 4K HDR requires a pretty good amount of bandwidth. It just seems like maybe it would need that to fully be able to record at 4K with high dynamic range. But again, the back of this has the USB-C port, and then down here it would connect to the PC with the 3.0. I have a full USB-C cable laying around that I got for my like an external hard drive enclosure that I have. I might try it with that and see if it works better or if it needs that. But again, I would hope that they'd supply in the box everything you need. It just seems dumb to me that it needs C on one side and 3.0 on the other side, because obviously it's going to run at the speed of the 3.0. But whatever the case might be, I'm going to go ahead and get it hooked up, and when I resume the video, I'll be recording with that camera instead, and we'll see how that pans out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the camera installed and set up, which didn't take too long. So apparently Logitech software doesn't really let you change a lot of settings, which is kind of stupid. The camera is capable of a lot of things, but using their software, you can't make it do those things. You actually use like a different, like OBS, for example, Open Broadcast Studio. You can record with that. There's some instructions I found in different places on their website. You go to this DL or this URL here, and you get their camera settings application, which is what I'm running here. And then you have a firmware upgrade, which I ran first because apparently the firmware that comes down out of the box is like version like 1.039, and they're actually on like 2.017 or something. So it's a major firmware change. Like the ones in the box, at least the one I got, I think must have come with like the original firmware or close to the original shipping firmware that they came with. And these have been out, I guess, for about a year and a half, which I didn't know they'd been around quite that long. So they've definitely been around a little bit, and the firmware was out of date. But the camera settings application here, like you can change brightness, some of these things a little bit, autofocus, and you can zoom in if you want. Zoom in really close, oh my god. But as far as telling it you want to record in 720p, 1080p, or 4K, it appears that you actually have to use an application that will record and support that. Right now I'm recording this video with NVIDIA Shadowplay and just doing desktop capture so I can record whatever's happening on my desktop. But as far as being able to access the camera specifically and use it to record at certain settings, amazingly Logitech doesn't seem to offer support for that. Like their own video on their on YouTube tells you can do certain things in this application that you can't even do because they've updated the app since they made their video, and the app doesn't have the same settings it used to. So it's kind of corny. But as far as the picture quality goes, it looks pretty good on here. It's kind of hard to tell what kind of a good job it does unless I try downloading this OBS and then seeing if I can get it to use it to correctly record, in 4K and HDR. That seems to me like this is almost, I mean, it's not false advertising, but to say that they don't supply the software to make it do what the hardware is supposed to be able to do is kind of dumb to me. It's like a $200 camera that can't do the things it's supposed to be able to do right out of the box. You have to get software from some other company to make it do that. That's cheesy to me. But I guess I would, at the moment, based on that, just say it's not worth buying it. I may even return it to the store unless I can get some joy out of OBS. So I'll play around with that, and I may try to tack on that to another video or tack it on the end of this video, and just, if I can get it to work, maybe I'll show some results. If it's not that difficult to set up, then I might improve my review of this product. But at the moment, I can't really recommend a product that doesn't work out of the box the way that they claim it's supposed to work. So that said, thanks for watching the video. I like doing these sorts of things. Hopefully you like watching them. I like doing product reviews. I like doing game reviews. And, maybe you can watch the next one I do. Maybe click the like button. Maybe subscribe to the channel. It always helps me out when people click the like button. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll update you guys soon if I get this thing doing something better. All right, later. So I got it recording with using OBS in 4K, but apparently it's limited to 4K 30 hertz, which isn't particularly desirable. So I don't know if I'll keep this thing or not. I may or may not take it back. It seems like you should be able to hook it up with a pure USB-C cable as opposed to USB-C to 3.0 as I mentioned earlier, and like that should give it enough bandwidth. But if the camera is limited, the camera is limited. And I don't see any HDR recording options in OBS, but maybe there's like a paid version of the software, or maybe I'll have to find a different program to get HDR to work. I don't know how that works exactly. There's probably not that many recording software packages that can utilize HDR yet. That's still fairly recent. A lot of things aren't using it yet, so who knows. But it does work. Like I say, OBS can utilize it. It can record it in 4K. Normally, apparently, it defaults to 720p, which is sort of a bummer. But like I say, you can get better out of it. It's a nice looking little camera, and for what it does, I don't know. I mean, if you want a higher enough frame rate with it, you could have just bought a 1080p camera and had 1080p 60 frames per second, and probably got that for like $80. So I really got to say that this camera doesn't appear to be worth the money. So I'll probably take it back, but we'll see. But that said, appreciate you guys watching the video. And again, go ahead and maybe click the like button or subscribe to the channel, and I'll try to do some more reviews here soon. Thanks, and have a great one. Later.